After nearly 3 years, the Gaming Weekly has come to the game that is considered to be the backbone of this channel, a game that has transfigured this community for the better. Welcome to Halo Reach, a part of the Halo Master Chief Collection, everybody. Coming up next, for the first time in years, TGW is going to be hosting the Michael Myers game type. And look at the lobby, of course, TGW fans joining us live tonight. Hey everybody, welcome to Gameside. Adrian Matt, or King Matt, here at Gameside for the first time in years. Back here along with Rebel T1087, the Hall of Famer. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be great. Rebel, are you excited? Because this is the first time that you and I are commentating a full established Halo game night.
Yes, this is going to be exciting. I remember watching it back in the days when it was the Halo Weekly, so to do this is pretty amazing.
Amazing indeed, and here we are on Mike Myers for the first time in 3 years, ladies and gentlemen, and the rules are pretty simple here. Michael Myers will spawn with the energy sword in hand, and all humans are going to have to do everything they can to try to survive the onslaught from the Mike Myers. Now, notice this, though. There is a time limit, folks. You can see the time is now ticking down. 4 minutes and counting. The clock is ticking down. If you survive against Mike Myers, you win. However, the last man standing does have the innate ability to shoot down Mike Myers. And look at Mike Myers now running across the hall. Rebel, let's talk strategy here. Unholy Rot, who is perhaps maybe should be known as Unholy Rat. Oh my, with a shot right into the midsection. Unholy Rot here, and yes, a rat. Nonetheless, though, she's obviously the Mike Myers. If you're the Mike Myers, what would you do, strategy standpoint, game plan-wise, to try to get all the members here?
And you gotta know their where they're gonna be at. You gotta be stealthy. You gotta. Mike Myers is fun to play as. I can tell you that.
Well, what about if you are the human, if you're trying to stay away from Mike Myers, trying to hide away?
Human, you gotta be looking. You gotta look both ways. You gotta look up top. You gotta stay on your feet.
Yeah, it's the proverbial having the eyes on the back of your head. And look at Unholy Rot. And oh my, she's getting closer here against the opponents. The opponents, I believe, they were inside that room. She didn't really notice at this point in time. Mike Myers continues to add pressure, but also at the same time, adding more time limit against her. Now, this is pretty interesting. In a time like this, for Unholy Rot, the time is going to go very slowly for her. Rather, I want to take that back. For her, it's going to go pretty fast, consider the fact that the time is against her. However, for the humans, on the other hand, time is ticking, well, down so slowly, they got to do everything they can to try to survive, like I said, the onslaught of Mike Myers. And check this out, ladies and gentlemen, my former broadcast colleague, the man who's a legend here in TGW, a Hall of Famer, returns tonight. That is Xbox Freak Pete. We've seen him so many times in the past. He's joining us for the first time in years, joining us tonight. It really is feeling like old times.
That's right, the Halo Weekly with Xbox Free Pete and Adrian. It's incredible to see him back in a Halo game.
Well, speaking about another legend, I can't believe I'm saying this, but here is XD Rauce, who also is a TGW legend, as I just put it as that. Nonetheless, though, ladies and gentlemen, again, Michael Myers, 1 minute and 43 seconds and counting, and we can only ask the question, will Michael Myers do the impossible? The impossible being, well, infecting everybody in the lobby. She's not necessarily doing a good job thus far. The first couple of minutes, okay. She got mostly half the lobby here, but there's still half left.
That's right. I mean, these two, Xbox Free Pete and another colleague here, is doing amazing in this group. Unholy is not nowhere near it, so these two...
not at all. Hey, Unholy, oh my god, what is she doing? Hey, listen, you know what, I'm supposed to be impartial here in broadcast. I'm one of the most unbiased people you'll ever meet, but I'm sorry, I have to break that rule tonight. This woman has no idea what she's doing, and I can't stand this woman, and I'll tell you why. She is an obnoxious person. Listen, she has no business being here on a Halo Reach game like this. She has no business being here. She doesn't know what's going on. The humans already locked her out, and I believe, there we go, she found them.
I think she found them.
The humans had to do everything they can. She did! Oh my god! You can already tell the suspense beginning to build. There we go, dice removed now. Energy sword in hand. What is she going to be doing now momentarily? Still to come, ladies and gentlemen, we got plenty more action in TGW still to come tonight. Look at this, missed through now, 30 seconds remaining. Oh my, Rot just infected Xbox Freak Pete, the former TGW superstar, a former TGW champion. Rebel, you can already tell that Rauce now could be, oh my, desperation time now for Rauce.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, we apologize for the inconvenience. I'm not quite sure if Rebel Team 87 is with us here tonight. Rebel, are you there? We are getting set for the next round here. Rebel Team 87 and myself, Adrian, at Gameside, continuing the TGW broadcast. Halo Reach, of course, a game that's really the backbone of the Gaming Weekly, a part of the Master Chief Collection. And I'll tell you one thing, folks. The Gaming Weekly will also be doing Halo 3 custom game nights coming up next week. You don't want to miss that. Championships are going to be involved as well. The Free-For-All Championship will be crowned on Halo Reach and 3. Not just that, but also the Sword Tournament Championships will be crowned on both games. Halo 3 and Halo Reach, the backbone of the Xbox community, and Halo Reach being the backbone of the TGW community. I'll tell you, history in the making here tonight. As Vapor Dave now with a slice on 2 superstars, now 3. It was like trifecta from behind. And Irving just got infected along with Xbox Freak Pete, and I believe Darth Mitch as well. Vapor Dave is doing pretty good at this point in time, trying to find every single human at sight. Unholy couldn't do it last round. The question is, can Vapor do it? And does so already on Rauce. Rauce was standing behind the couch. You can see now Dave continues the pressure, continues the insult. And this is going to be the turning point of the matchup here on Mike Myers. Hey, listen, we talked about the strategy for Mike Myers. He's going to have to do everything he can to try to, well, not necessarily take things methodically, but he's going to have to run the gauntlet. Oh my, there's a superstar behind the chair here. He may have found him. Dave now, he got him. Dave is going to get this man, perhaps not. No way, he did not see the, you got to be kidding me. And now he did. Waters almost choking the infected. That being Mike Myers, did you see that? Vapor Dave was right next to Waters. Waters was trying to evade, and, well, Dave didn't realize it, turned around, and, of course, got after Waters. Infected the man in the process. Matchup continuing, 3 minutes and 17 seconds and counting, and this is going to be a very interesting point of this matchup right here, right now. So Dave is walking around. We're going to go and spectate these two. There's Huck. Huck is standing behind the chair along with his friend here. And now Unholy, who was the former Mike Myers earlier on, of course, standing by as well. Mr. Sonic Ninja is standing by too. There is Yahir Irving. Tactics are beginning to build. He cannot find the rest of the TGW superstars here tonight in this matchup. So Avatar is moving around. Hey, listen, in a game like this, like I said, Michael Myers really has the biggest pressure in the entire game as opposed to all the other TGW superstars. And the reason for that is because he really has all that time left, 1 minute and 52 seconds in this case, to infect every single human here. But the question is, can he do so? This is going to be the question that we're going to be finding out over the next couple of minutes. Can the Mike Myers somehow, someway infect every single human in the lobby as Avatar just went down and Mr. Sonic Ninja as well? We missed the action, but nonetheless, we're back with Vapor Dave, and Vapor Dave now beginning to gain the momentum here. Vapor Dave, so destructive with that energy sword. We talked about the sword as well. We've seen it so many times in the past throughout the sword tournaments that TGW broadcasted many years ago. We're back now again after years of vacancy. The Gaming Weekly, the hiatus, is no more. The TGW tradition continues tonight. Halo Reach game night every single week, and Halo 3 as well, added to the list of part of the Halo Master Chief Collection. Still to come tonight, folks, we cannot wait. It is going to be Cookies. The Gaming Weekly is going to be presented that game yet again, a game that many people haven't seen after so many years as well. I am being told that this is going to be the final matchup, the final round of the Mike Myers. There's only 1 minute remaining here, and Vapor Dave is trying to find at least a couple of superstars left so he can gain the momentum and perhaps maybe kill the entire lobby. Doesn't know where the rest of the superstars are at, though. Back outside of the hallway, and now continues his search and pursuit. Oh my, he's so close with these two guys. These two guys, as you can see in the distance, they're hiding away. But this is good news. Dave, the Mike Myers, just literally walked out of the room, so that gives him the opening for them to survive. And Dave is back. Yeah, there we go. He's back inside the tunnel. So these two guys who are hiding away, they may have the chance to win this. What a great night it has been thus far, ladies and gentlemen, in TGW. Action-packed already. Can't wait for the next one. Cookies Live, the Gaming Weekly presenting again a very old game. So there's only 10 seconds left, and I think it's safe to say that Mike Myers will indeed not pick up the victory, but at least at the last second, a great assassination to end it all on Unholy Rot, a former Mike Myers. Well, it looks like Unholy, who was the hunter, was now the hunted. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we got TGW's own Cookies. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back now. After so many years, the Gaming Weekly is presenting Cookies. We have not seen this game for nearly 5 years. And it's happening tonight. Moments ago, great matchup with Mike Myers. We're joined back by Rebel T787 on commentary.
Oh man, my penis
That's
hurts.
why I had to give me tacos, so, it's dinner time. But yeah, I'm great.
Well, it's
Let's
not
get
just-
back into this awesome game here. Mike Myers.
Exactly.
Great guy.
I was just going to say, it's not dinner time for you. It's also dinner time for the Cookie Monster. And oh my, he already got his meal there. Darth Mitch, of course, the next victim here. So similar to what we saw earlier on, just like we saw earlier today on Mike Myers game mode, we are playing in sudden death rules, and they're simple, folks. Basically, the Cookie Monster, who's Waters right now, we saw him on the Rocky League a couple of weeks ago. We saw him on Rainbow Six Siege this past week. But tonight on Halo Reach, he is the Cookie Monster. But nevertheless, again, sudden death rules, and they're simple. Basically, the the Cookie Monster, just like Mike Myers with the energy sword in hand, they're going to have to, infect all the humans in this lobby, but it's sort of like a maze, so it really pulls tricks on you, Rebel.
And
It
I'd
does,
argue
yeah.
that it's actually easier than Michael Myers to be the infected here. Because there's
And I
not
do
as
wanna
many
preface
places
this by-
to hide.
I do want to preface this by saying that I'm not quite sure if he did add his audio or not, but if he is here with us, then XD Rauce has joined us on commentary, and while this man has not been in TGW for so many years as well, but returns tonight.
Yes,
Yep, because I'm
welcome-
excited for
welcome back.
Halo Reach. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you, man.
It's great to great to have him back here.
Great to
but
work
yeah.
with this guy again. I cannot believe that you said that. I
Well,
can't stand it.
I never
Nonetheless,
worked with
ladies and
him.
gentlemen.
He did, but I never got to work
Yeah,
with him.
Ripple
That's why I
doesn't
said I
even
can't
know who
stand
I
him.
am.
So Vapor Dave now infected, or I should say Waters infected Vapor Dave. It could be Unholy Rat, as I like to call her. Unholy Rat could be the next
Why are you
victim,
so
perhaps.
close? She's not a rat. She's a person.
Well, she might as well be. She's like a rat. She's very sneaky. She's very
What's
annoying
what
and
do you have
obnoxious.
against her? What
Well,
did she
she's
do
so
to you?
annoying. You know, some of the great TGW fans don't even know how she's acting like behind the scenes. Very, very rude.
She's very nice, actually. She's really nice and,
Alright,
and
so she's mean to
kind-hearted.
you.
Waters now, as you guys want to talk about her, I'm going to talk about the matchup, something that matters here. Waters, with the energy sword in hand, methodically now, beginning to pick up the pace, beginning to pick up the momentum, already knocked down some of the TGW superstars. There's only 2 left. Xbox Repeat and Unholy Rot. Xbox Repeat, a former TGW champion, Gladiator and Sword Tournament to be exact, returning for the first time as well tonight on Halo Reach. An absolute blast of an absolute blast that we're having tonight, indeed.
Blast from the past, like you was going to say. Yes, blast from the past.
Yep.
XVP is going to come out victorious, it looked like.
Oh, man.
I don't think so.
Oh, man.
Oh,
He's got
my.
to cut him off. He's got to cut him off.
And he did. Oh, no, he did not. Waters got juked, just like he did to the Mike Myers this previous round.
And this is
And
the
look at
part where
Waters.
it's kind of difficult for the Cookie Monster when there's only a couple people
but-
left.
Okay, but there's only a minute and 40 seconds left. Don't you think that this is getting in the mind of the Cookie Monsters? Don't you understand that this is going to play psychological factors on the Cookie Monster? The fact that the time is against you.
I can go for a cookie right now.
I'm sure you can. I can go for one too because I'm going to be celebrating because I understand. Well, actually, I can't get to that yet. Anyways, Waters now turning around, realizing nobody's in that hallway. There is a huge factor in this game, the fact that there is a kill ball in the middle of the map, something that's not necessarily there originally, but it's there now. So this is going to cut off so many of the plans for all 3 superstars left in the matchup. Waters continues this pursuit to try to get the other TGW superstars, but can they make it? Can they survive? And there's another one right in front of Waters, and Waters is going to get him. He's going to get him, all right.
Go.
He's going to get him, perhaps. 1 minute remaining. Heard the announcer say in the last couple of seconds.
So they
Turning
are the
to the
same
left
speed,
now.
right?
Well, they are, but
are,
there's a
but-
difference now. Waters has a limited speed, while the humans have unlimited speed. Oh no! Wait a minute. Hold on for just a second. I want to retract that statement. Waters is actually much faster than the humans. The only problem with that is his running speed is limited as opposed to the
30
humans
seconds
themselves. So they
remaining.
can run as long as they want.
They got
the only
30
thing is
seconds.
Waters is faster.
They can run this
Also,
out
the humans
for
do
30
have the
seconds.
advantage here. So he has to catch him
Well,
off guard.
I would say
Oh,
the Cookie
just
might
like
have the
that.
advantage, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why he has the advantage, he being Waters, the Cookie Monster. And the monster already slaying down Xbox Freaky, the last remaining human here. And Waters was so close right behind the
10
human, and I believe
seconds
Radit's going to save it here.
I think
Unholy's
that-
going to do it.
Yeah, that
I
misses
think
gonna
that,
save
that,
it.
You gotta be kidding
that
me.
missed him. That
Waters,
cost
get
him
her,
the
get her,
match.
Waters.
That
Waters,
cost
get her.
Waters the match right there.
Yeah, because when you swing, your momentum gets canceled.
No, it wasn't the swing. It was not the swing, Ross. It was the fact that Waters turned around at the last second. That's what cost Waters.
Infection.
That was exciting.
Well, we're getting set for more action tonight. Up next, it is more cookies. And again, I'm pretty sure all of you would know all about cookies. The only person that doesn't eat cookies around here is me. I've been working out with The Rock over the past couple of months, and I cannot wait for that film to be released soon.
Your name is Angelica Pickles. You do eat cookies, yes.
What? What are you talking about?
You do know who Angelica
all of a sudden,
Pickles is,
all of a sudden, yes. All of a sudden, you're gonna tell me now this is Rugrats.
Oh, man, somebody just walked into the kill ball.
That was my broadcast colleague, Rebel. So nonetheless, welcome back, Ross. Anyways, as you can see, Unholy is now the Cookie Monster. I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait a minute. She's going to walk right into the kill ball. She didn't realize it. I have no other choice but to end the game, of course. I will restart the game after that. Up next, we're getting set for the next round. But Unholy had to ruin it. Unholy walked right into the kill ball. If you are the Cookie Monster and you walk right into it, you will indeed stop the entire game. Well, in a way, yes. However, not in a likely way. It was an unlikely win, but a victory nonetheless. Coming up next, more cookies your way in TGW. And we got the main event coming up next. Well, we got Crash Up Derby. The Gaming Weekly rolling tonight. Oh my, we are back in TGW. Xbox Freak Pete from behind, attacking Rebel T-Time 87. How apropos, Rebel T-Time 87, an original TGW member along with Xbox Freak Pete, going at it tonight. We are back in TGW, everybody. Welcome. This is Cookies. And again, the rules are simple. Sudden death are intact here. As you can see, oh, wait a minute. Freak Pete does not want to walk into it, and he realizes it and turn around. Rebel T-Time 87 and XD Rauce joining us on commentary. What a blast it is for the Halo Reach game night tonight.
A blast it is indeed. The Xbox Free Pete, Legend of Halo, is here. The Legend of TGW. I think he's gonna knock it. He's gonna get a win here. Hopefully.
And we are being told that this will be the final round of the Cookies matchup tonight. Coming up next will be the main event. It will be Crash Up Derby. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be back with Halo next week. That's when the championships will be brought in. In fact, the Sword Tournament Championship will be on the line, and the Free-For-All Championship will be up for grabs as well. Who will become those two champions next week in TGW? We're about to find out next week, but tonight, it is all a minigame night. XD Ross is walking around, Darth Mitch as well. Dave is down, Rebel is down, Xbox Freak Pete still on his feet.
No,
has the energy sword in hand as well.
I think my pick to win one of those championships. I have my pick right here, Xbox Freak Pete.
Well, he was a former TGW champion of the past, as previously stated. He does have some experience in this. I would say XC Ross as well. He has been here multiple times in the past. But also, we can talk about the game rust. We haven't seen these guys in years.
Right.
Maybe they stopped playing Halo. Who knows?
We don't know. I mean, I gotta say, Free P is doing pretty well, and Ross is doing amazing as well.
Well, check out the strategy of Xbox Freak Pete. He is standing still at this point in time, and I believe he's realizing that strategy is not going to work, or maybe it did, because Xbox Freak Pete found the next one, and the next superstar evaded Xbox Freak Pete, but Freak Pete now back inside of the hallway here, and I believe Freak Pete took the easy way out. Xbox Freak Pete said, you know what, I don't want to deal with this anymore. He walked right into the, kill ball to eliminate himself, and another one went in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we're getting set for Crash Up Derby. It is indeed expected to be a Crash Up game where everyone is colliding. What an absolute honor and absolute privilege. We are now making it to the final game of tonight for the Gaming Weekly. Adrian Madden, Rebel T-Time 87 at game side, and we are here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Crash Up Derby. A collision course is expected tonight. All these TGW superstars trying to be the last man standing. Here are the rules. With your cars, you have to try to push off the opponents. If you're the last man standing, you will indeed gain that kill and that point to win.
That's right, Free P, and you got Rauce, and you got all these other amazing competitors here tonight. Who is going to come out victorious? We shall see.
Ross getting sandwiched. Oh yeah, I'll tell you, it has been a wonderful night here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. TGW will continue with the Halo game nights next week. As mentioned, it is championship night. It is the Sword Tournament Championship on the line, and oh my Ross
God,
now went inside. An explosion, that's what it was. Radiating throughout this. I'll tell you, that explosive speed and power of these cars.
That was just
but look at Freak Pete's car. Freak Pete is not going to make it. Freak Pete is not going to last.
On fire right now.
Man,
Xbox Freak Pete is indeed on fire, both literally and figuratively. Oh my, he's on the edge. No way, wait a minute. What an absolute honor, an absolute privilege. We are now making it to the final game of tonight for the Gaming Weekly. Adrian, Matt, and Rebel Team 87 at game side, and we are here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Crash Up Derby. A collision course is expected tonight. All of these TGW superstars trying to be the last man standing. Here are the rules. With your cars, you have to try to push off the opponents. If you're the last man standing, you will indeed gain that kill and that point to win.
That's right, 3P, and you got Rauce, then you got all these other amazing competitors here tonight. Who is going to come out victorious?
Oh,
we shall see.
Rauce getting sandwiched. Oh yeah, I'll tell you, it has been a wonderful night here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. TGW will continue with the Halo game nights next week. As mentioned, it is championship night. It is the Sword Tournament Championship on the line, and oh my Rauce
God,
now went inside. An explosion, that's what it was. Radiating throughout this. I'll tell you, that explosive speed and power of these cars.
That was just
Yeah, but look at Freak Pete's car. Freak Pete is not going to make it. Freak Pete is
Freak
not
Pete
going to
is
last.
on fire right now.
Man, that was
Xbox
some
Freak
bull.
Pete is indeed on fire, both literally and figuratively. Oh my, he's on the edge. No way, wait a minute. Rebel, who do you think has the upper hand between these two?
I'm gonna go with Freak Pete.
Well, I believe Freak Pete, oh no. I believe both of these TGW superstars realizing that if they continue to drive around, they will die perhaps eventually. So why not take the point? Oh, White. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Well, maybe not. White is still alive too. He's in the middle of the map. No. White is in the middle of the map. Oh, no.
Oh.
So no one gets the point here.
Won.
I'm definitely lacking game awareness here. I don't remember this.
It was a
how the
tie.
map changes.
Ross, I don't know if you included your audio or not, but if you're still in commentary with us, how can you not remember this? You joined the Gaming Weekly almost 5 years ago. You were with us whenever we did this.
Was it? I thought it was a little bit more than 5 years ago.
Just about, maybe a little bit more. We're heading towards 6 years ago. Nonetheless, Rebel T-1087 getting struck down, courtesy of White. Here comes Darth Mitch. This is Waters, who's the moderator of the Discord. Nonetheless, Vapor Dave now flipping his car. Waters almost sandwiching this man as well.
Nice collision by Xbox 3P with the others. We don't see who come out victorious. Again, I'm going to say 3P is going to win this.
I'm going to try to stay out of the middle now.
Yeah, but this is one of those games where there's really no determination of a winner. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we saw it last round. Again, both Xbox 3P and White were the last two men standing. Neither got the point. So this is one of those games where a tie is indeed perhaps imminent. Xbox Freak Pete trying to push off this man. Not quite sure who that is, but Xbox Freak Pete is hell-bent trying to push him off at this point in time.
So I just see a
1 minute remaining.
lot of collisions is happening, and
well, there's a lot of fire.
You want to push the others off, just like this guy was doing to Freak Pete.
You know, Xbox Freak Pete, watch out, he's on the edge. And now he saved himself the last second. But remember, again, it's all about speed. It's all about momentum and velocity in this game. You have to pick up the speed so you can indeed drop these superstars off and out of the cliff. Perhaps maybe Xbox Freak Pete does have that experience. In fact, Xbox. Oh, wait a minute. Now the added components of the map have spawned in. Xbox Freak Pete now standing still. Pretty smart of him to do.
Freak Pete is at the right place at the right time, right here.
Yeah, I made the mistake of moving.
Darth Mitch, on the other hand, and Vapor Dave head-on collision here. Who's going to be the one that's going to be the last man standing? Watch out, Dave successfully pushed the opponent into that little component, and it pushed them off right into the jail cell. The round is over. I can't believe it.
So
we're back to square one.
So there can be
clean slate. We have yet to have someone crown themselves the King of the Hill. Very apropos that it's called King of the Hill whenever the king.
I feel like there should be a way for a single person to win every time.
Yeah, I agree with that, but also I don't like the fact that you interrupted me because I was going to say that how apropos that in the King of the Hill game type we have a king that's calling the matchup. Nonetheless, Darth Mitch now is back into the game. And Waters, hey, I mean, that kingship ceremony last week really stole the show. Waters hell-bent, look at this. He realizes the opponent, oh wait, moved out of the way though.
And Freak Pete is already on fire.
On fire. White as well. There's
somebody's
smoke
out of
billowing
the car.
out of the car. And Wyatt, oh, that was a sacrifice. Did you see what Wyatt did?
Yes.
Wyatt literally crashed Unholy. Unholy went out. She was eliminated. The carcass went flying. But also Wyatt went, well, he went out himself. It was sort of like a sacrificial kill here.
Ooh. Sacrifices kill, yes. I'm spectating 3P right now. 3P is going ham and all these amazing competitors here tonight are doing amazing.
Matchup here tonight, TGW presenting Halo Reach custom
1
games for the
minute
first time in a couple of years. A minute remaining, you heard the announcer say it in the background. Here are the lifts, as we call them. Xbox Freak Pete realizing that he is not going to catch. Oh, another superstar went down.
Oh, man.
Free Pete
That was
gotta
Rauce, I
stay.
believe, in the background.
Bad turn.
Free Pete
Bad turn.
gotta stay away from these edges because too many times he almost fell off.
Well, let's talk about the strategy here, though. This is one of those games where you have to employ the strategy that is called the isolation tactic. Maybe it's going to be beneficial for you to isolate yourself
30
so you can
seconds
avoid all the
remaining.
collisions,
Uh-oh.
and then you may win.
Here we go. Good Free
So
Pete do
this is
it.
the point where, yes, and these guys realize that this is one of those times where you have to necessarily take it slow, but Huck, on the other hand, he sees the opponent. He's going to try to push off Freak Pete. Freak Pete, though, he got out of it. But he's going to
10
push off Freak
seconds
Pete,
remaining.
perhaps, trying to flip over his vehicle.
Oh.
Huck, he tried to push off his vehicle, but couldn't do so, and he
did
paid
it.
for it.
So
I'm not
he
too much of
committed
a fan of
suicide
this.
himself.
Game over.
The game is
Another
over.
tie.
Nobody won this. Listen, it was a tie. Nobody won this. Nobody won this game. We were expecting at least someone to get 1 point. Nobody did it. I can't believe that it ended with a tie.
That's quite a lame ending.
On a night like this, the Gaming Weekly, after all that, had to end it with a tie. Well, I mean, nevertheless, though, we can all agree that the Gaming Weekly did have a blast with the great TGW fans after so many years, and we will be back with you next week and the week after that. This is now weekly for the Gaming Weekly. The Gaming Weekly will be back doing the Halo, not just Halo Reach, but Halo 3 game nights, and potentially Halo 2 will be added in down the pipeline as well.
That's right, and because this is weekly, I'm thinking, right? Hey, why not bring the old school Halo Weekly back? Since we're doing Halo Weekly, that's gonna be pretty
I
exciting.
agree with that. I'd agree with that.
Well, we don't want to get too excited here because the Gaming Weekly will still be doing other of the classic games as well. Classic games being Rocket League, and not just that, but also Overwatch is expected to return. So my understanding, the Gaming Weekly every Friday nights live will do Halo, and on Saturdays, on the other hand, it will be all the other games. Rocket League, Overwatch, GTA, Rainbow Six Siege, among others out there. But ladies and gentlemen, I am being told right now to restart the matchup. Of course, TGW creative directors have messaged me saying that they are not going to end it like that. They want us to do one more of Crash at Derby, so perhaps maybe somebody will finally get the point here.
Wait.
Well, what was expected to be the final round, last round, we're continuing tonight. The Gaming Weekly is not going to end it like that, folks. It was a tie. But tonight, hopefully, we're going to be crowning a winner of the King of the Hill. The matchup continues tonight. Adrian Man, Rebel T1087 at game side. Let's go back.
Oh.
Just struck down Rauce. Rauce, of course, now
Pete
is down and
almost
out.
went down as well.
And Freak Pete all fired up in his vehicle here. You get him to gain the flames as well. Rauce is down. Vapor Dave, on the other hand, continues to control the vehicle. This is the Mongoose, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, this is the
No, it's not.
Warthog, from what I
Oh.
understand.
You
The
wouldn't know 'cause you
Warthog,
don't play
sorry.
games.
Is he gonna
I do
push
play
him?
games.
Is he gonna push? No, he's not.
I played the Adrian Matt games for the record, the Kingship ceremony last week.
And that was
Anyways,
a stupid
Xbox
game.
Freak-
The
That was a
ceremony.
pretty lame game.
Well, actually, it wasn't even a game, it was real. So Freak Pete, like an eagle, has his eyes set on this man. Minute remaining, here come the components now.
And
I
I'd
had
say the
that.
So,
people
this is
that
one of the
don't
reasons-
have any damage done to their cars are looking out for the people with some damage on their cars to try to blow
Right,
them
I
up.
was just going to
That's
say,
right.
Huck, yep. I mean, that's one of the reasons why it's going to be very important for you to go back to the isolation tactic that I talked about earlier on. It's going to be very important and critical for you to be alone in this game, or at least run around and
Just
avoid
like that.
collisions.
Nice job by Free Pete.
Freak Pete is dominating, but his vehicle is still all fired up here. Darth
30
Mitch, though,
seconds
360 spin now going to the other side. Kill balls have spawned. Darth Mitch realizes it. Look at this. Mitch is going to get eliminated and does so.
But I like
He
this.
went down to that.
I like this idea from Free Pete,
Oh.
but is that
Could be it. And
Freak
Xbox
Pete.
Freak Pete trying to survive.
Freak Pete definitely
10
has the
seconds
best
remaining.
map awareness.
Well, I cannot. Well, yeah, but
No,
the
no,
thing is,
no,
I cannot
Freak
believe that we may be heading to perhaps maybe something that we, of course, have been talking about for the past few minutes. The fact that TGW cannot stand the fact that we're crowning
Another
ties here.
tie.
Another tie. This is one of those games.
Well,
This is one of those
two more
games
matches
where,
to go.
again, well, yeah, there's only 2 left. But the question is, are we even going to
King
crown a
of the
king in
Hill.
this game?
Well,
It is
I'm gonna
King of the Hill,
target
ladies and
Freak
gentlemen.
Pete. I'm going to target him.
Well, Rauce
Well,
now claiming that he's
that
going to
is-
target Mr. Xbox Freak
that
Pete
is what you
as
have
I
to do.
eliminate myself tonight. Some people are shooting at me. Why is that? Oh, Xbox Freak Pete is in a predicament that he's got to get out of, and he got eliminated already. Freak Pete got eliminated. Freak Pete got eliminated.
That was on me.
Freak Pete was It was eliminated by Rauce. Rauce stated that he was going to target
No, it
Xbox
wasn't
Freak
me,
Pete at that point in time. Oh, I thought it was you. Okay, but nonetheless, though, again, Freak Pete at one point in time, for the last couple of rounds, he was the last two men standing. Well, tonight in this round, he won't, which means perhaps maybe tonight, for the first time, we're going to crown a king in this game. Waters now is in a collision yet again. Huge crash. Watch out, Waters. He's pushing you off. And now Darth Mitch, realizing his moment could be here. Can you imagine for these TGW superstars who are jockeying for position to really be that huge superstar and again claim that king?
That's what you had to do. You had to take out the biggest threat, and Freak Pete is the biggest threat in this competition.
Well, he was in this round, you're right.
Yes.
Of course, got eliminated. Minute and 2 seconds and counting. Question is, who's going to be the first one to claim the hill? 1 minute remaining. You know that King of the Hill show, right? Well, King of the Hill, just like that TV show, I'll tell you, tonight it really is, well, on fire.
What?
What's on fire?
What's the fact? What?
It was a figurative speech, and the reason why I said fire is because we see fire in this game too. That's Wyatt. Oh my, Wyatt! Did you see that leap?
Didn't make
That
any
was a
sense.
great leap.
I lost brain
That game-
cells when you said that.
30 seconds remaining.
Okay. Well, how about this then? Just like King of the Hill, this game really does rock.
Okay. It's not
So
as
Wyatt and
good, but
Vapor Dave here tonight in this King of the Hill matchup. We saw Xbox Freak Pete. That was the developing
Lord,
story. He got
please
eliminated
help me.
courtesy of a TGW superstar.
10
And Vapor Dave is
seconds
trying to.
remaining.
Oh no, there's only 10 seconds remaining. Look at the amount of TGW superstars left as Dave went down. You know what's funny about this? Dave and Xbox Freak Pete usually are the last two standing. The only round where Waters got eliminated at the last second. Did we crown a king? No.
No, we did
Nope.
not.
Well, this is an interesting analysis though. Xbox Freak Pete and Dave usually are the last two last men standing for the past couple of rounds. The only round where those two got eliminated, there were so many other TGW superstars standing.
Lost the lead.
And they are indeed superstars, as the superstardom is shown tonight as well. TGW taking it home for the Gaming Weekly as the two just splattered one of the men down. That was, I believe, Dave. Dave didn't have a vehicle. Xbox Freak Pete, I guess, got it with Ren.
That was me. But
Okay. Dave got eliminated somehow, too. So Rebel T-1087 is down along with Dave, myself included, so I can commentate this matchup. Rauce now trying to gain momentum and, of course, trying to do everything he can to try to win this matchup.
well,
The only question is, are we going to
Freak Pete
crown...
almost got that inside that hole.
Well, in a game like this, though, you really need to have the eyes on the back of your head. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you may have complete control, and then all of a sudden, someone from
Waters,
behind may
I'm
push
coming
you
for
off.
that ass.
I'm going to pretend we didn't hear that as Darth Mitch now is in the middle of the map. Running over. Look at this. Collision. Flips over. Darth Mitch now is in trouble.
Ooh.
He could get run over now. Back inside of the vehicle and quickly now goes after the other superstars. 1 minute remaining. This is the final round. Are we going to crown the first ever king here?
Bro! That was close. That was close. That was close. How did he survive that? We do not know how he survived.
I thought it was done for.
We would like to take this opportunity to thank all the great TGW fans joining us on Halo Reach, part of the Master Chief Collection, the Gaming Weekly, back with the Halo Reach minigames, something that we have not seen for so many years, and we'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the great TGW fans watching us on Twitch and on YouTube. The Gaming Weekly back with the traditional Halo Reach game nights. Xbox Freak is still standing still. Rauce is standing still too. Darth Mitch as well. The only three superstars left. Can we crown a king? Perhaps not, because there's only 19 seconds left, and Xbox Freak is standing still along with the other TGW
Like it's gonna
superstars.
be a
Wait a minute.
tie.
I'm not sure. Maybe these two are going to eliminate each other, and Xbox Freak is going to be the last man standing, perhaps. Or maybe not. 8 seconds left. Rauce is out. Rauce is out. Mitch is going to stand still, meaning that Xbox Freak Pete and Mitch yet again stand. And at the last second, Mitch got eliminated. At the last second, Mitch got eliminated, but the game ended right before he killed himself there. He eliminated myself, excuse me. With that being said, we have yet to crown a king on a game that is really unpredictable.
And see, I thought he was going to eliminate himself when he drove across the opening there to the hole.
Hey guys, being told here by TGW Creative Director is saying if you guys want to see a sneak peek of next week's championship night, we have the Sword Tournament Battle ready for you guys, only if you guys want to.
I'm on. Yeah.
Well, we have Joyriders set for everyone too, But ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, it is a little sneak peek of what's going to happen next week. The Gaming Weekly will be now doing Sword Tournament. We were supposed to end the night with Crash Up Derby. That has been scrapped because the main event now will be Sword Tournament, only 2 rounds. A sneak peek of what will happen next week. The championship will be on the line, and also the free-for-all matchup that's going to be taking place. Championships on the line next week. Of course, titles up for grabs. Who's going to be the champion for the Halo Reach Game Nights? We'll be back with you next.
I didn't know you could do that.
I said it before, I'm saying it now again. The Gaming Weekly will be main eventing with this game, Sword Tournament. This is a great matchup where all TGW superstars can employ their prowess. And let's see what's going to be happening next week, because remember, we're going to be back in this game to crown a Sword Tournament champion.
That's right. I mean, who is going to be our Sword champion? It could be a return of Subwoods Fine as well, which would be awesome to see.
Who can ever forget what happened back in 2017, nearly 4 years ago? The Gaming Weekly did the first ever Sword Tournament Championship chase. It was 5 weeks in the making. As you can see, Darth Mitch now going after the opponent now, slicing and dicing here, and a kick right into the midsection. Of these two went down, Waters went down. That was the opponent there. But of course, Mitch, Waters down and out. They're out of the game. Here comes Rauce. Continues the pursuit to try to go against the next opponent here.
That's right. I mean, the Halo. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Halo Championship match.
Oh, they're teaming. That's unfair. They're cheating. They're cheating. They're cheating.
Yeah, developing story here, and yeah, I gotta actually agree with you,
They're
Rebel.
cheating.
The thing is, I'm looking forward to it. It is a 2-on-1 handicap matchup. 2-on-1 here. Ross went down, but in the process, his opponent went out too, I believe.
That shit's stupid.
So I believe that was why it was. Wide is down. Xbox Freak Pete now is a lone wolf up against Huck, the man that was teamed up with his with Wyatt.
He's a
So the
coward.
question is here, who is going to be the last man standing?
I hope
And
not the
remember, the last
coward.
man standing.
We shall see who's going to be the last one standing.
Freak Pete's got this
Well,
in the
actually, wait a
bag.
minute. I don't want to retract that statement, though. Unholy left us, thank God. I was just going to say, ladies and gentlemen, it does not matter if you're the last man standing or not. It only matters the amount of kills you have in this game.
Pete got it.
Well, almost got it. Huck is now going to back up for a little bit. Matchup
Gonna be a
beginning to
tie.
break down here. Turning point for Freak Pete.
Looking like
Freak
a
Pete is
tie.
beginning to back up too, but he fell off.
Wow, what a way
Huck
to
may
go.
have got that. Yep, Huck is going to get the kill. And there we go, took the lead, but because of the fact that Unholy left us, it was a glitch. Oh, there we go. So there we go. Xbox Freak Pete got eliminated, and now Huck here, ladies and gentlemen. This person got the point. But remember, it doesn't matter if you're the last man standing. What matters is the amount of points that you have. The most, I should say, the man with the most amount of points by the end of the game will be the winner of this matchup. So far, there's a tie. I'm so sick and tired of ties tonight, but nonetheless, we're at a tie right now.
Suicide.
Good point. There have been a lot
Waters
of
with
ties.
one.
Lead.
Well, Xbox Freak Pete got 2 points now.
And
Ahead
this
of the
first
curve.
round is going to be kind of
Waters-
slow because we do not have a full lobby.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is expected to be a full lobby next week for TGW. This will be the first game to be played. But, of course, this game is a little bit more interesting when we have full members, 16 players getting ready. Of course, the first round will be a bit slow, as Ross just stated moments ago. We just saw Freak Pete, of course, advancing to the second point here. I'm being told officially this is the final round of the evening. The Gaming Weekly, of course, doing what they do best. Entertain the great TGW fans. All the great TGW fans joining us tonight. Thank you very much for joining us on this Halo evening. Waters went down. And Ross is looking right onto the opponent, realizing that he's not going to go after the opponent just yet. Or maybe he will. Not sure. Developing story right here. Members of this game already eliminated now. Waters is down, and myself included in Rebel T1087 on commentary. Ross, though, is beginning to measure his opponent. Getting somehow, some way, he may have... Oh, there we go. So Ross was trying to do the lay-in-wait strategy and then go after the attack. And he got him.
He got him.
That strategy, of course, paid
Nice
off.
job, Ross.
Thank you.
Right into the
I'm a bit
abdominal
rusty
area.
on this.
Xbox Freak Pete, though, is dominating with 3 points now.
All right, got these cowards again lined up against
Look
me.
at Dave.
Oh, there we
Well,
go.
look at
That's what I'm
Dave.
talking
His
about.
body just contorted.
Nice job.
Yeah, Huck just went down and out from behind. And now Darth is advancing. Ross could... Oh, there we go. Could have gotten the opening. Mitch and Ross battling back and forth. And Ross realized it. Waited for Mitch to hit the RT button right at the last second so Ross can capitalize, and he did.
Here it
So this
goes.
is going to be... Oh, my.
Right here.
This is an interesting main event.
Two legends.
Ross versus Xbox Freak Pete. We're about to determine who's going to be the man with the most amount of points. They're both at 3. The winner of this matchup will be the winner of this entire game. 2 legends, as you put it, Rebel.
Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. And Rauce did it.
And Rauce did it! I can't believe it!
Round
Rauce,
over.
who returns after so many years, tonight is the man standing tall, won this matchup. Hey, if this happens next week, Rauce would be proclaimed the TGW Sword Tournament champion.
I sure
That's
hope
right.
so.
I mean, it's going to be an amazing sight to see Rauce back on the top of the food chain.
TGW fans having so much fun, of course, typing in the chat as well.
Oh, that was the final round? I thought there was one more.
Well, it was a sneak peek of what's going to happen. A sneak peek.
Nah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the great TGW fans joining us tonight. An unbelievable and incredible evening. After so many years, the Gaming Weekly is back in full effect, providing with you the great TGW game nights. And we will be back next week, as mentioned. And I'll tell you, it is Championship Night, Rebel.
Yes, it is. But before we get off air, I heard that you was going to be in a match.
I don't want to talk about that. I really don't want to talk about this. I really don't. I was just hoping to go offline, off air, without even talking about this.
No, but you're going to be in a match, and good
I
luck.
heard it's going to be like one of the biggest events of TGW.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I mean, who is your opponent? He wants to know who is the opponent.
I think everybody that's involved with TGW is going to be watching this match coming up.
I definitely
You
will.
guys just want to talk about this, don't you? You guys just want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's what I know. The next time we're going to go live on air in TGW, I'm expected to be put in a match, because if you guys are not aware, the TGW executives apparently posted a poll on Discord. The fans wanted me to be put in a match, and the stipulations are as follows. If I so happen to lose this matchup expected to take place, it's over. However, I've added this stipulation, ladies and gentlemen. Have no fears, the king will continue to fight for you. If
That's
I so
propaganda.
happen to win, I guarantee you the Gaming Weekly will indeed take a turn, an unexpected turn, but a turn nonetheless. Because if I win, I take over the channel. And guess what's going to happen when that happens, folks? No more game nights. That's right, no more game nights. This is in our way. We don't need this stuff anymore. We could talk about topics that are trending and make the channel blow up from there. There's a lot on the line with this matchup.